one of Los Angeles' most luxurious streets. The sun casts golden rays between towering skyscrapers, reflecting off the polished pavement. As Elon Musk lowers the window of his Tesla, something catches his attention. A young man in a wheelchair. Unlike the bustling crowd, all rushing to their destinations, this man remains still on the sidewalk, clutching an old physics book tightly. A piece of worn cardboard sits in front of him, the words scrawled in shaky handwriting. "I am not hungry. I don't need money. I just want to finish my education." Elon furrows his brows. He pulls his car over and steps out. The young man lifts his head, locking eyes with him. A chill runs through Elon. The young man's face is weary, marked with hardship, but his eyes still hold an unusual spark. Elon speaks gently. "What's your name?" The young man gives a faint smile. "I'm Liam. I used to be a physics student, but not anymore." Liam's voice trembles. Elon sits beside him, urging him to continue. Liam lowers his head slightly, his eyes glassy, his voice quiet yet still steady. "3 years ago, a hurricane shattered my life." As Elon listens intently, Liam takes a deep breath. "That day started like any other. My dad went to work early, my mom was cooking in the kitchen, and my little brother was playing in his room. It was so ordinary. When we heard the storm warnings, we barely paid attention. We had lived through many storms before, but this was different." Liam stares at the ground, lost in memory. By the afternoon, the sky darkened. A light wind picked up, followed by lightning. My mom turned on the TV in panic and saw that the hurricane was heading straight for our town. She tried to call my dad, but the lines were busy. A few minutes later, the sirens started blaring. I will never forget the fear in her eyes. Liam clears his throat before continuing. "She tried to get us into the basement, but I was staring out the window. The sky had turned completely black, and then the sound of the wind changed. It wasn't just howling anymore. It roared like a freight train coming straight at us. The windows began to shake. My mom grabbed me, yelling for my brother, but he didn't answer." Elon remains silent, watching as Liam's hands begin to tremble. "I couldn't just stand there. I ran to my room to get him. I wanted to pull him out, but it was too late. At that moment, our roof was torn away. Everything around me was airborne. My mother was screaming. My father hadn't even made it home yet. My brother was gripping the edge of his bed for dear life. I reached for him, but before I knew it, the ground beneath me disappeared. I was sucked into the sky. The last thing I saw was our house collapsing completely." Liam pauses, his breath unsteady. Elon's face tightens. "When I woke up, everything was over. I was in a hospital bed, my body covered in bandages. I was in pain. But the worst part wasn't the physical pain. It was the emptiness. My family was gone. They never found them." Elon lowers his head in silence. "I lost my legs too. The doctors said it was a miracle I survived. But how? Without my mother, my father, my little brother. What kind of miracle is that?" Liam lets out a long sigh. "When I was discharged, I had nothing left. No family, no home, no future. At first, distant relatives took me in, but that didn't last long. I couldn't go back to school. And then, over time, everyone disappeared. No one wanted a constant reminder of tragedy in their lives. Within a few months, I found myself living on the streets." Elon leans in slightly, his gaze locked on Liam. "But you never gave up." Liam lets out a bittersweet laugh. "No, I didn't. Because my father once taught me something. He used to say, 'Real scientists create new discoveries from the greatest destruction.' So I held on to that. I spent nights in libraries, studied physics books, used free Wi-Fi to take online courses. It all seemed impossible, but one day I promised myself that no matter what, I would finish my education." Elon's eyes narrow slightly. "You're a true fighter." Liam shakes his head. "I'm just someone who refuses to give up. But sometimes I wonder, if I hadn't run out of the basement that day, could I have saved my brother? If we had taken the storm more seriously, would things have turned out differently? If only. Elon gently places a hand on his shoulder. Stop blaming yourself. You are not a victim, Liam. You are a miracle. Liam silently nods, his eyes brimming with tears. The pain inside him would never fully fade. But at that moment, he realized something. This man truly understood him, and for the first time in a long while, he felt his life beginning to change. Elon hesitates for a moment, then speaks with firm determination. I'm not going to let this story end here. Liam looks at him in disbelief. I have an offer for you. If you truly want to finish your education, I will help you. Liam wants to believe Elon's words, but doubt lingers in his eyes. You're Elon Musk. Why are you doing this? Elon gives a slight smile. Because I was once an outcast too. People thought my ideas were ridiculous, but I never gave up, and I can see that you won't either. Without hesitation, Elon pulls out his phone and sends a message to his team. He arranges for Liam to have temporary housing, food, and transportation. But most importantly, he secures a scholarship for him to complete his education. Liam's eyes fill with tears. Thank you. I will never forget this. 2 years pass. Liam returns to school with his scholarship and progresses at an astonishing pace. His research and projects even impress his professors. He is no longer just a student. He is now a rising star in the world of science. One day, Liam is invited to give a presentation at a scientific conference hosted by Elon Musk's company. Hundreds of brilliant minds fill the room, including representatives from NASA, SpaceX, and Tesla. When Liam takes the stage, everyone in the audience knows his story. The room falls silent. Then he begins his speech. I came here in a wheelchair, but I stood tall because of my belief in science. Today, I am here because someone believed in me. The audience erupts into applause, but they aren't just applauding his scientific achievements. They are honoring his resilience, his determination, and his unwavering spirit. At that moment, Elon stands up and starts clapping loudly. His applause echoes through the hall, and soon, everyone follows. He walks toward the stage, picks up a microphone, and turns to Liam. 2 years ago, I met him sitting on a sidewalk, clutching a physics book. I saw the fire in his eyes. Today, what we are witnessing is not just success, it's a story of rebirth. Liam is a tremendous asset to the scientific community, and his journey teaches us all one thing: true talent always finds a way. The room erupts into another thunderous round of applause. Liam stands on stage, his eyes glistening with emotion. Being here today wasn't just his victory. It was a testament to what faith, perseverance, and second chances could achieve. In the back of the room, Elon smiles proudly. He now knew, without a doubt, that Liam's future was limitless. Liam begins working on SpaceX and Tesla projects, no longer just a former physics student, but a scientist shaping the future. His name starts gaining recognition in the industry, and his ideas spark excitement among the top minds in the field. One day, while Liam is deeply engrossed in his research at the SpaceX laboratory, Elon Musk walks in. I need to tell you something, Liam. Liam turns around, surprised. What is it? Elon hands him a folder. Inside is something unexpected, a formal offer to lead his own research team within the company. Liam's hands tremble slightly as he flips through the documents. His eyes well up with emotion. I didn't expect this. Elon smiles warmly. You've more than earned it. At that moment, everything Liam had fought for finally makes sense. Life sometimes offers an escape, even in the darkest moments. But sometimes, all it takes for a person to rise again is for someone to believe in them.